education, but Jefferson had a job for Lewis.
Lewis, I want you to be my secretary in Washington.
But sir, I wouldn't be a very good secretary. My education is limited.
I think you are the perfect candidate. I have a task for you.
Jefferson wanted to find someone to explore the western lands for him. Thomas Jefferson and Lewis began to plan an expedition of lands west of the Mississippi. They called it the Corps of Discovery. Lewis realized that he would need a partner to help gather a crew. Lewis asked his old friend William Clark to accompany him. Clark was a map maker, outdoorsman, and a leader. The Corps of Discovery became known as the Lewis and Clark Expedition. The expedition was almost ready to settle out when Jefferson bought the Louisiana Territory from France. Now it was more urgent to explore west of the Mississippi River than ever.
I just bought the Louisiana Territory from France. I think we should set out soon.
In the summer of 1803, Lewis and Clark went to St. Louis. They stayed there for the winter, and in 1804 their expedition began. 40 men, including Lewis, Clark, and Clark's slave York. They traveled up the Missouri River in a flat-bottomed boat and 2 pirogues.
President Jefferson's instructions are to explore the Missouri River and its tributaries to find a water route across the continent. He also wants us to gather scientific information as well as keep good relations with the Native Americans.
As the first scientific expedition, Lewis, Clark, and their crew were expected to describe the plants, land, animals, and the natives. Slowly they traveled up the Missouri. At times the men had to pull their boats up the river rather than row or sail.
Oh!
In late October, the Lewis and Clark expedition reached the Mandan Indian villages in what is now North Dakota. These men built a small fort and spent the winter in the village. Here they met French-Canadian trappers and traders and the Shoshone Indian Sacagawea. Although Sacagawea was carrying a baby, Lewis and Clark wanted her to interpret for them once they reached the Rocky Mountains. Sacagawea was kidnapped by a French trapper from her tribe near the Rocky Mountains.
Will you come with us on our expedition? We need an interpreter to help us.
Of course I will. The expedition started again, but came to a halt at the Great Falls of Missouri.
Oh goodness, these falls are at least 10 miles long. We will need to carry the boats and supplies around them.
For 2 weeks they struggled to carry the boats and supplies around the falls. When they got to the Rocky Mountains, Sacagawea pointed out all of the Shoshone lands. There they are, over there.
I will go find the Shoshone tribe.
I will come with you. The Shoshone chief recognized Sacagawea as his sister. Because of this, the Shoshone tribe helped guide the crew across the mountains to the Clearwater River.
Now we need to make new ships. I say if we follow the Clearwater and Snake Rivers, we will hit the Columbia and then get dumped into the Pacific.
The crew continued with the expedition, and in November 1805, they reached the mouth of the Columbia.
After 18 months and 4,000 miles, we finally made it.
In September of 1806, the crew returned